have somebody ready to take charge. What a shot that fourth frame was for Zikes.
Took him a while to get going,
frame.
but now it's a 25-pin lead for the tournament's top seed, Dick Weber, with a big double in the 5th and the 6th. Now it's up to Les-Zikes to come back and answer the counter punch with a couple of strikes on his own.
And you see Les swing that ball that time. He is unsure of how that thumb is going to come out of the ball. You cannot throw it well when you're unsure of what's going to happen. Now he dropped that one a little bit. Leaves the 4-pin. He just doesn't know how that ball is going to come off his hand. It's hanging one time and he's losing it the next.
Mike, what do you do in that position? If he's got some tape in there, obviously you could maybe take a piece of tape or something out. But what if it's just the grip and there's no tape in there?
Well, see, that's why you have to plan ahead. I've always drilled my thumb holes a little large so that I can put tape in there, and if it starts to hang, I can always take tape out. Cross lane at the 4-pin. That happened to me early in my PBA career when I would move out to the West Coast where it was hot and things like that, and my thumb would start to swell, and I'd find myself in the middle of the block and I couldn't get out of the thumb hole. And after that, I started drilling it one size larger than normal so that I could put tape in it, and when that happened, I could take the tape out of the thumb hole and still be able to bowl. Nice and cool in this bowling center, but right now it's 108 outside. As Zikes tries to get something going, light again, and he's in dire trouble. He's just not throwing the ball, not coming off his head. He lost that ball again, the 2-4-5.
So quickly it changes, especially on national television. 1 minute you're winning your match and you come out and throw a strike, and then the next minute you have a little problem. And I don't think most people realize the idiosyncrasies, the little problems that you run into when you're bowling on the national show.
Well, feel is just so important to a bowler. Once you lose the feel, you can't do anything, as he just barely converts the 2-4-5. Right there. Doesn't knock down the 10-pin. It just gives a little bit of life to Les-Zikes.
Dick Weber, remembering all too well what it's like to win on the PBA Tour. He won 10 of the first 23 tournaments that they staged. That's nearly half, Mike.
He did dominate at the early stages, didn't he?
One of the only players to win 3 national tournaments in a row.
Johnny Petraglia also did that.
That's right.
Cross lane at the 10-pin. Kind of stuck at the line again. He's looking down at that approach, but he doesn't care. He's got the spare in the bag. He has a 27-pin lead with 3 frames to go, and Les-Zikes is having trouble making 2 shots in a row alike because he's having trouble getting out of the thumb hole consistently.
It's funny, last night during a question and answer session, somebody asked Dick about the 2 different colored shoes. He said, well, I bought them at a rummage sale and got them real cheap.
At $1.50, didn't he? Is that what he said? 8th frame action. Weber on lane 59. Just wants to keep it in the pocket and strike like that. He says safe.
He has thrown a variety of strikes this week, not only flush, but the swishers and, of course, the wall shots. He's tripped the 4 a few times. He's had it all working, and that's why he leads by 27, and he is obviously in control here in the title match.
And you see Zikes swinging that ball again, just not sure how it's going to come off of his hand. And right now, as you're down to the nitty-gritty time, he's almost in a must-strike situation all the way out. And there it is. I'll tell you what, he's still alive, barely. He's still potential. 209 if he can strike it out. Weber going at a 206 pace. If Les-Zikes wants to have any chance to win this match, he must strike now. Right now.
Got to feel a little bit better about his chances now after that last shot. Maybe he's made the adjustment and
he's swinging
a little better feel.
Swinging the ball again. He got on that one nice and clean. Right now, the swinging of it is just a reinforcement to his confidence that he can get that ball off his hand cleanly. Must have this one. Did you see the follow-through? The follow-through went left, and the ball never turned over.
And his chances for winning this week
and disappeared. Now watch the follow-through. Watch it here. He's ready to throw that ball. Watch the follow-through. Go left. The elbow breaks, and that's what they'll call the old chicken wing shot, and the ball never made it up. Left the 2-4-5-8. That follow-through went straight through. Pressure is what does that thing.
Dick Weber now, I think, senses the victory.
It'd be interesting. Weber on a strike now knows that he has it to watch his follow-through as it goes, and I'd be willing to bet right now that it goes out to the right some. Weber almost never chicken wings a shot.
Concentrating on a big shot right here.
right out to the right. And that's good enough. He says fine. He left the 4-pin. He can make that.
Dick Weber wanting to strike on every shot, though. As we mentioned, he averaged a blistering .231 throughout the week. Took over the lead in round number 4 and just never looked back.
Cross lane at the 4-pin. Has this match well in hand and stuck again. Said something to the camera, but I don't know what it was.
I think Weber's just trying to survive out there right now. And Les-Zikes, former Steve Nagy Award winner on the national tour, one of the nicest people that you'd ever want to meet in the bowling industry. And although he wants to win this one very badly, he and Dick are obviously good friends, and they're watching each other right now struggle a little bit here in the title match.
Weber just has to keep it on the lane basically right now. The best Zikes can come up with is a 189. Weber just needs to have a halfway decent count. That should do it right there. He's a winner.
A dejected Les-Zikes, obviously realizing that that strike just slammed the door. And so Weber now with 28 career PBA titles. And he has now won 2 senior events, has cashed in all 8.
He says he likes the seniors tour. He wants to see 12 tournaments a year.
Well, he figures he beat them all 20 years ago. He might as well start it all over again. And Weber, in fine fashion, if he strikes here, would shoot .216.
Nice clean game. Kept the ball in the 1-3 pocket. Zikes never put any pressure on him. And Weber got his wish. He didn't have to bowl Spezio, who probably would have bowled a little higher score.
Dick Weber, a $100,000 Showboat Senior Invitational Champion, and gets a rousing round of applause from an outstanding crowd here today at the Showboat. Les-Zikes will just have to finish it up. Of course, Les qualifying in the number 2 slot and won't lose any money. He'll end up with $7,000, but Dick Weber on top, well, he'll add $13,000 to his career earnings.
And Zikes finished it up with a 4-7-10, and it's just a game he's going to wind up in the 160s, and he says, just let me out of here. It's the first game we've had under 200 of any of our contestants today.
Well, Les struggled a little in that semifinal match, but he hung on and did what he had to do to win and to advance into the title match. And Les-Zikes finishes up at a 165 with Dick Weber, the champion here at the Showboat. And you can see it in his eyes. There's nothing like winning a tournament, Mike Durbin, to make you feel like you're alive.